Hello everyone, Cranny here. I wanted to demonstrate one of the new bugs that has arisen from the new update to Scrap Mechanic, because it kind of breaks a lot of stuff. So, in Scrap Mechanic, we now have, in the physics engines just inherently, regardless of the physics level you have, I'll set it to advanced, which should work as before, you have caps on the rotational speed of a body, as well as just the speed in general, for translation and whatnot. So, I have this little test setup to show. We got this axometer here. This will be showing the degrees per second and the RPM of this body here. So as you can see, RPM seems to work as normal, except for when you get to the top. You can see here this is limited at 954.9 RPM. Now this is an electric engine on 2 bearings. Typically, this would be doing 2,000, above 2,000 RPM in the base game. Now it's limited to 954. But what's even wonkier is that the axis that it rotates about changes the maximum speed that it can rotate. So for example, I have this here, this bearing on the bottom. If I rotate this, the max RPM increases. If I rotate it more, now it's on another direct axis, and it's back to 954.9. The highest you can get is at 45 degrees at 1350.5 RPM. And I assume it works this way because the way it's calculating the rotation is that it, has an X and a Y component, and 1350 combined is equal to whatever the cap is in both this direction and this direction. And then if we move this up, we can get even higher. At 45 degrees here, we get 1630, but I've found that the cap is actually at 35. I'm not intelligent enough to know why it would be like this, but it can cause a lot of problems, basically. Just having a speed and rotation cap in general, as well as the wonkiness with it depending on the direction, really is not great. I first noticed this when I was messing with one of my combustion piston engines that used the mod I made, which usually go above 900 RPM, and the one I spawned in wasn't doing that, so I wanted to figure out why. And then I eventually tried rotating it to figure out that it could actually reach those higher RPMs just only when rotated. There's also some kind of speed cap being put in place. So this should show me the velocity I have. I do 360 kilometers an hour, or 400 blocks a second, if I'm going perfectly straight. Perfectly on, an x-axis or a y-axis or something like that. Okay, so this is about 45 degrees here. And if I go again, I can go much faster, about 510 kilometers an hour, or 565 blocks a second. These aren't, unreasonable speeds to have either. You know, most things in the game aren't going to be going this fast, but there are plenty of things which are, and having this limitation is going to cause problems for a lot of creations. But really, it's a pretty major bug that I'm hoping they're able to fix and willing to fix soon, because it breaks just a lot of things and introduces a lot of wonky physics with things that rotate quickly or move quickly. This sort of is ruining the experience in a lot of ways for me, so thank you for watching, everybody.